Thanks for tuning in to your boy Pfunk, Thinking Right, my YouTube channel. You know I've been doing what I do, giving my lessons daily. Today we're going to talk about the Greeks. I've been dying to get to them because they set the tone for our educational system, and everything that we supposedly hold dear and sacred came from the Greeks. And that's fine, because most of it did. But what they don't tell you is the Greeks got everything they did from the Egyptians. When I point to me like that, I'm an Egyptian. Yeah, I'm claiming Egyptian because that's what I do. I studied 20 years. I'm an Egyptian now. I'm living a lifestyle. I live the concept. I understand it. Trust me, it's all about Egypt with me eternally, mentally, conceptually. Okay, that's what I mean. Now, let's talk about the Greeks. Now, I went to college in 1975, University of Tampa. My major was Greek mythology. Yeah, okay. So I went there to learn how to become a thinker because at that time the Greeks was the avid thinker, Plato, Socrates, Aristotle, all these great Greek mythologists, all these great Greek philosophers. So I wanted to be a philosopher. Major in Greek mythology, minor in philosophy. I wanted to be a thinker. Okay, 17-year-old kid from the hood, from the block, who had already his own views and how I thought, what I saw, and how. When I went to college, when I started getting internal understanding, started getting insight and knowledge, I became dangerous. Why? Because I was a thinker and I was slick. I got street smarts. Now I got education. Now I got a concept that I can put the two together. I've always taken a piece from the East, a piece from the West, did what I need to do with it, and made it work for me. That's taking things from here, taking things from there, put them together, match them up, throw them together, see what you need, take out what you don't want, and then make your own. I never steal everything word for word. I don't plagiarize. I can't do that. I'm gonna change the word. I'm gonna change the phrase. Why? That's just what I do. I don't steal and just make it. If I take it and do the same thing you did, I'm just repeating it. That's plagiarism. I don't do that. I'm gonna add something to it. Oh yeah, oh yeah. As I said, piece from the East, piece from the West. Put it where I know it does me the best good, and I take it from there. That's what your comprehension skills about. That's what being symbolically understanding of concepts is all about. Being able to compartmentalize views and concepts. That's what thinking does for you. It gives you outlets. It gives you options. It gives you perspective. A whole bunch of things that if you're not thinking, you don't have none of that. So long story short, local kid from the hood took a hood concept, took a philosophical concept, put them together, took it back to the hood, manufactured a drug program for the next 10 years of my life. Okay. Prison, did my time, come home, got a job, 27 years, working hard, due diligence, trying to find myself in the world to be a better me. 23 years, 25 years later, I'm in a position where now I can teach, I can philosophically lay down a viewpoint that I learned over a period of 20 some odd years. 20 years, you can get retirement from a job. 20 years studying, you become a master. 20 more years, you become a grandmaster. So I'm still working on my grandmastership. Why? Because I already mastered already. I'm being a master right now. I'm doing my mastership right now. Teaching, educating, enlightening any and everybody who wants to listen to what I got to say. I got something to say. And what I got to say is good information that I make sure you can use. Why? I used it first, so I know it worked. Old school. Before I give it to you, I've sampled it, I've checked it out, I made sure it's ready. As a parent, when my son was a baby, when I had to warm up the baby bottle milk, when you go up in that kitchen, you heat that bottle up, and you take it out of there, and if it's too hot, it's going to hurt the baby. You don't want that. So what you do, you check it out. Drop on the softest spot of your arm right here and see if it's warm enough. If it's hot to the touch, it's going to be hot to him. If it's okay with you, it's okay for him. This is what parenting is all about. I learned that from being a father. Most women would know that, I'm pretty sure, but how many men know how to heat up a bottle and tell if it's ready for the baby or not? Unless you've done it, you only go by what somebody said. You only go by what you heard. This is what makes the difference between knowledge and wisdom over belief and faith. Faith, you don't know. Belief, you really don't know. But once you know, once you experience, You have wisdom. You have knowledge of what? Because you experienced it. The only way you can get to God is experience. I can't get you to him by talking to you. I can't lead you to him in words. You had to experience it for yourself. Okay, here we go. Back to the Greeks. Now, I'm about to have some fun with them guys. It's going to be a two-parter because I'm going to break it down and really throw some stuff on them, and not in a good light, okay? I'm not going to portray the Greeks in a good light. That's what I'm telling you right now. If you're a Greek follower, if you believe, I'm about to, what I call old school, rip your new one. But I'm going to do it tastefully and respectfully, because all I want to do is get across the point that y'all wasn't forthright with me. I'm complaining about me. I ain't going to do it nobody else. I got a beef with the Greeks. Okay, here I come. 17-year-old kid, you gave a bunch of information to, and you put me straight and out, and I appreciate that. And I used it for the next at least 10 years. So I got no problem with you. My issue is you didn't be forthright with where you got your information that you gave me from. Here we go. Ra, Egyptian god. Zeus, the Greek god. All the Greeks did was took every god that we have. I'm going to give you the god from Egypt. Let me give you the opposing god from the Greeks. I have my book. I didn't bring my notes. I'm going here with this one. I'm flying out no notes on this one. Why? Because I know enough about them and enough against them. I don't need no books. I don't need no material. I can just do what I need to do tastefully and respectfully and get my point across. Next god is, now they got a bunch of gods, and they got the same amount of gods we got. It's just coincidence that the same amount of gods we got, they got. Every one of our gods, quality, the aspect that I got, they curiously had almost the same thing. Let me show you this. Watch. The noon, an Egyptian god, is called chaos. The noon, the ocean, the abyss. Remember we talked about that? Okay. Poseidon, king of the ocean or whatever the sea. Okay. Poseidon, Neptune, they got gods. And the Romans, I'm going to get to them next. I got something for y'all too. But I'm dealing with the Greeks right now specifically. Because they were the thinkers. Spartacus, the Spartans, they were the warriors. And their warriors, I got to tell you this one. My man, if I had to sign up to go to war, and I'm a married man, and while we out on the battlefield, I'm not sleeping with my buddy. Ain't happening. It was 300 guys, 150, laying together, sleeping together, making love together before they go fight. It made the bond stronger. No, my man. Y'all was gay. Y'all might have been just fighting with somebody, whatever, but y'all was punks. They said they fought harder for what they love her. But what happens if you're on the battlefield? We win the battle. We got to go home. We got a word for that, fellas. It's called a down low. They've been doing that in Atlanta for the last 20 years. Sleep with men and women. My man, it don't go that way. When you're in prison, you take them in because you want to satisfy your sexual desires, but then you get out, you want a woman. Dude, you got some issues. That's just, again, my personal take. Okay, here we go with the more gods. They match us God for God, but I can tell you, I know about their gods. Okay, here we go. Thought, Tahuti, the god of wisdom, God's mind. Hermes, Trismegistus, whatever they call him, but Hermes, that's their boy. And Mercury with the wings, the god of the wings, okay, all those is the concepts from the Egyptian gods. Here we go to the next one. Hathor, goddess of beauty. Okay, it was said that when Ra was unpleased, she came before him, opened her legs and showed him her private parts, and he smiled. So even God knows what's right. No. But Hathor enticed God with that. Then you got Eros, Cupid, the god of love from the Greeks. Every god or gods we got, they're going to match it with one of theirs. With pretty much the same aspect or the same gifts, the same talents. But they had the god called Pan. Now, the Egyptians, we use anthropomorphic concepts. We would use the human body with the head of a falcon. That was Horus. Ra, falcon with the disc over his head. Thought, the ibis bird. Scarab head. Capri. We got Sokar, which is Osiris in the underworld. You got Sebek, the alligator crocodile guy. All these was humans, but the head of, you got Anubis, Set. All these, we didn't use the animal body other than the reptile and the frog. That's going way back. They used them because the frog was amphibious. Remember, he come from the water and he can go on land. Tadpole, remember tadpole to the frog? So everything they used was symbolic. The snake was there because he was shedding skin. So hence, new life. The scarab was considered God. In the morning, the sun coming up, Capri represented new life, generation, new life, just blossom out of nowhere. So see, these are self-created. They all had an aspect that we used that gave them their props. The Greeks didn't do it that way. They switched it up and played their own little game. But when they put it to us, they got the Minotaur, to have bull. Osiris was considered the bull. They got the bull's tail, which is the thing hanging out from the back of the headdress. That's called the bull's tail. Osiris had 7 bulls, 7 cows that he sired, meaning he had his way with 7 different bulls to do his thing. That number 7 is around a whole lot of places. 7 hermetic values, 7. See, the 7 is a sign of pretty much of completion, of you reaching the highest level on the totem pole or Jacob's ladder, okay? The rings of Mayat on the scales of Judgment Day. 7 places in masonry. You ain't a master mason until you get 7 degrees. And all you 3-degree masons when I'm here, oh, I'm a master mason. No, you're not. No, you're not. You're still dead. You still haven't been raised on the level that you need to be. Information that you still don't have. That's why you're still traveling, master masons. And where you traveling? East. West is the death. East is the light. This is why in masonry, we're always traveling toward the light. Another little tidbit. Okay, but back to the Greeks. Now, we had Kunum, the composer of bodies, on the potter's wheel. He's sitting around. He got the ram head. He was considered the creator of human beings, manufacturing the bodies. He tell you how he made it, tell you what he did, the bones, the skin. He made all that. So he's the creator. So you hear the story about God took man from the water and all that. Okay, Conan already did that. Potter's wheel. He didn't do no clay on the potter's wheel. It's showing you that. Right on the wall. It's right there, as big as day. Okay? But they got Hephaestus. He was the blacksmith. He was the blacksmith. But when he was born, his mother, he was deformed and so ugly because his brother, with Apollo, he was the pretty one, the blonde head. So the mother threw him off the damn cliff. He was saved by a group of people. They taught him blacksmith. He was raised by them. He didn't even know he was a Greek until he got older and he heard the story, found out who he was, pissed him off. Boy, the Greeks were some, ooh-wee. Trust me, the most perverted, the most sexually desirous people that ever come, no, they got somebody come behind them. You got the Greeks, they was intellectual perverts. Then you got the Romans. They was ignorant perverts. They wasn't too smart, but they was perverts. And you'll see all this play out as we go through. I'm just trying to lay it out there for you. I'm not trying to bash or badmouth. I'm just trying to bring you the truth to what I know to be. As I study, I learn these things. I'm going to bring what I learn to the people who listen to me as a teacher. I'm not trying to brainwash you. I ain't trying to BS you. I'm just trying to bring you information that you can use to better yourself with. Information that can help you out in situations where, well, maybe you might not know that, but now you know things that you probably didn't know before. That's why you turn into your board to get your lessons. Trust me, I got you. Here we go here. Next one, gods and goddesses versus them. Here we go. We're going to got some more information, gods and goddesses. We got the goddess Net, which is the heaven. They got Demeter. She's Mother Nature from their side. She takes care of the earth. When her daughter went to Hades, because she had some situation going on, there's so much Greek stuff going on. They got so many stories that's so, that I couldn't keep up with half the names. I said, my man, I'm not going to learn their names. I'm not going to learn this nonsense. I'm going to get just enough information to prove my point, to just show you They didn't create nothing. They didn't invent nothing. They stole everything from the Egyptians, renamed it, repackaged it, and gave it to the world. So everything now is, well, the Greeks this, Latin that, is this, is that. They take credit for everything, but they don't give credit for nothing. What few of them did, the few ancient historians, they wrote down, but they still didn't get to play because they tell you we was mere children at the feet of the Egyptian philosophers, at the Egyptian high priests. We went there and studied to learn their ways. When they got conquered, when the Romans came in and took over, well, another story, excuse me, back to the Greeks. When the Greeks came in, when Alexander, the Great they call him, when he came in, he became a pharaoh. He's dressed in Egyptian garb. He got his name in the cartouche, so he wanted to be an Egyptian. But yet these are the people that you took over. These are the people that you conquered, but you want to be like them in spirit. You thought that you get closer to God if you portrayed being an Egyptian, a pharaoh, because the pharaohs were gods in human form. They knew that a long time ago. They knew that God was dwelt into man way before we even had all these natural concepts about this, that, and the other. But the Greeks took it, packaged it up, and sold some bill of goods. We still buying them bill of goods. Math, philosophy. They didn't invent or create that. They stole it from the Egyptians. And if you gave me this information 40 years ago, I'd have fought you tooth and nail and been on the Greek side. I'd have fought you, man, we'd have been fighting like some of my Christians do now about what they think and what they believe, because at the time I had no information about Egypt. I had no information about nothing going on in Egypt. All I knew about the Greeks. But when I mastered mythology of the Greeks, I know the stories. I understand them. It makes sense. I live by them. I put it in the fact that I was a fucking Greek mythology, walking around thinking I could argue and win an argument like Plato and all this other nonsense. Yeah. I'm telling you, I was engulfed. But when you got the wrong thing, you drop that thing like a hot potato. When you find out what you thought or what you was doing, that you thought it was right and good, when you find that it ain't, you should stop, change, and go back the other way. I was a Mason over 20 years. Walked away. My man. Why? I know what you know. I'm proficient in what you know. And it ain't good. I can tell you that now. But again, 20 years ago, I fought you tooth and nail about masonry being the end-all, be-all to being a better man. I used it to my benefit. Yeah, it worked. The tenets that you set forth, all that's good. But why you hide it and keep it a secret and charge money for it? I'll be right back. I got you.